Okay, so I'm going to start by inspecting the chest. Just to keep the privacy of my patient today, we're going to keep his shirt on for the video. So I'm going to inspect, make sure the chest is symmetrical, there's no abnormalities. I'm going to then palpate the chest. I'm going to palpate for expansion on both sides. Go ahead and breathe for me. Take a deep breath. Okay, I'm going to have you say 99.
99.
99.
99.
And I'm going to go towards the back. Say 99.
99.
99.
99.
Do it again.
99.
So currently I'm inspecting for tactile fremitus still. So he's absent for fremitus. I'm going to be percussing the chest wall. And the right upper lobe of the patient, left upper lobe, anterior right middle, anterior right lower, anterior left middle, anterior left lower. I'm going to be doing the same thing in the back. I'm going to be percussing the chest wall, posterior left upper, posterior right upper, posterior middle lobe, posterior right lower lobe, and the posterior left lower lobe. I'm going to be auscultating auscultate the lung sounds now. Okay, so sit up straight for me. Okay, so I'm going to be auscultating here the anterior right upper lobe. Take a deep breath. Anterior right upper lobe, deep breath. Anterior right middle lobe. No adventitious sounds so far. Left lower lobe. I'm going to auscultate here the right middle lobe. I'm just making sure that there's no adventitious sounds such as wheezing or stridor, coarse crackles or fine crackles. So I'm going to be doing the same thing here on the posterior side. So left upper lobe, deep breath. Right posterior upper lobe. Deep breath. And the right left middle lobe. Sorry, the left middle lobe. Left posterior lower lobe here. And again, I am auscultating for making sure he doesn't have any adventitious sounds. Stridor, crackles, fine crackles, coarse, stridor, wheezing. So all his lung sounds were clear. now I'm gonna do a bronchophony. Where I'm gonna have you say 99 while I assess all of your lobes. Say 99.
99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
Okay, everything sounds good. And then at this time, if I had a pulse ox machine, I'd go ahead and get his thumb and I would assess his pulse ox. If all is good, it'd be above 92%, which means he has proper oxygenation throughout his body. If he was an asthmatic or if he was prescribed an inhaler, I would at that time ask to check his inhaler for expiration dates accordingly. And that concludes our respiratory assessment. Okay, so now we're going to be completing the abdominal and GI assessment portion of this video. So I'm going to start with assessing for skin turgor. So I'm going to ask him to give me his hand. I'm going to be assessing for skin turgor, and essentially we want the skin to go back to normal fairly quickly, less than 1 second. If the skin is taking longer to go back to normal, there's several different ailments that we have to begin to exclude, one of them being dehydration, and it could go as far as cardiac issues. I'm going to be inspecting the abdomen, checking for contour, making sure that there's no visible abnormalities, that it's flat, there's no obesity that we need to document, that there's no distension or rigidness. I'm going to go ahead and auscultate the breath sounds as part of this abdominal assessment as well. Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. Again, I'm checking for making sure he doesn't have any adventitious sounds. Deep breath. Deep breath. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to auscultate the heart sounds also as part of this. So I'm just making sure that he doesn't have any extra heart sounds, that the S1 and S2 are audible. So now I'm going to auscultate his abdominal sounds. So, and just to maintain privacy for my patient, we're going to keep his shirt on. So I'm going to be auscultating here the right upper quadrant, making sure that he has active bowel sounds, that they're not hypoactive or hyperactive. The right lower quadrant, essentially assessing for the same thing. Left upper quadrant of the abdomen. and then the right lower quadrant of the abdomen. So he has active vowel sounds in all quadrants. Next, I'm going to be auscultating the abdominal aorta, which we want to make sure that there's no bruit. Okay. Next, we're going to be assessing the renal arteries. Again, making sure that there are no bruits. We're going to check his iliac artery. Again, assessing for no bruits. Okay, sounds good. And then, this next part of this video, I'm going to have my patient laying down.